If you wondered just how out of whack real estate prices are in Vancouver, here's more proof. Prices are skyrocketing in a neighborhood few investors would have touched just 10 years ago. And Deb Hope has more in NewsHour Insight tonight.
Yes,
Deb.
the things are changing.
They certainly are. Evolving.
Evolving, yes, and getting more expensive as well. We're talking about what's usually known as Canada's poorest postal code, the downtown Eastside. But it's undergoing extensive change and gentrification, and prices are going up. And as Ted Chernecki explains, the trend is spreading throughout East Vancouver.
As you can see from the west, these projects are all new condos coming. They put an extreme high pressure on the low-income
It's big news in the latest edition of the Downtown East newspaper. A gentrification storm warning, a strong sou'wester from affluent Yaletown pushing into the downtown East Side. Each of those dots representing new high-end condo projects.
And the problem is low-income people are losing their homes to rent increases, and we're losing our opportunity to build social housing in this neighborhood because the land is getting too expensive.
The Carnegie Community Action Project has been tracking real estate values looking back to 1995 to this year. Yes, there's more social housing in the area now than there was 17 years ago, but there's far less low-income friendly space, businesses that welcome and cater to low-income people. And there are a lot more of what the project calls zones of exclusion, where upscale building projects are sometimes designed to keep the poor away. So yes, there are redevelopments like the Woodwards project, where the city and province are quick to remind us about how the area is improving. It's not improving for the poor.
Rich Coleman bought 1 out of 5 hotel rooms in the downtown East Side, and now he's renovating that 1 out of 5 rooms. But the other 4 out of 5 rooms that used to rent at welfare and old age pension rates are now renting in the 500, 600, 700, and 800 range, and it's pushing out people who need welfare or disability or old age pension out of the neighborhood. Some of them are going onto the street. Some of them are ending up, you know, the suicidal pressure. Some of them end up in Surrey. It's very dysfunctional.
But it's not just the downtown East Side that's weathering this real estate storm. East Vancouver's single detached housing is suddenly hot. This house near busy and loud Kingsway and Knight Street just sold, the basement only, wait for it, just under $600,000. Yes, it's been fixed up, but it's still ultimately a 1,200 square foot basement suite. And nearby residents are crying, there goes the neighborhood.
We were sold the story when they changed the zoning in the Cedar Cottage neighborhood that we would have more density here, but it would mean there would be more affordable houses for families. And I don't know what kind of families can afford $1.2 million for the top half of a house.
Offshore money is driving up single-detached homes, first in Richmond, then the West Side, then West Vancouver. And now that those prices have gone up, those foreign buyers have turned their attention to North and East Vancouver, where property here is still relatively cheap.
Relatively cheap. Now, home prices in East Vancouver right now might not be indicative of what is to come. The Canadian Real Estate Association is forecasting a drop in prices here in BC this year, but it probably won't surprise you that homes in this province will cost much more than the average price across the country. It's expected that the average home price in BC will drop by 4% this year, bringing the average price down to just over $539,000. Nationally, though, a dip of just over 1% is forecast, meaning the average price of a home in Canada would be just over $359,000. And that is tonight's Insight, Chris.
You see those numbers side by side, it just doesn't make sense.
I know.